Hey guys, welcome back to Sudoku Maniacs. I know there have been a splurge of videos that have been coming out, so I've decided to take a break on the weekends and give that time to the family. Yeah, so going forward, you may not be seeing videos from me over the weekend, but that's fine. We'll continue our journey from Monday to Friday. So, a lot of people had been asking me that they would love to learn about more techniques on how we use them to eliminate possibilities and proceed further in solving a Sudoku. So I've decided that I'll be focusing more on the solving techniques for some time now. And in continuation with that, sorry, we'll have a look at an XYZ wing today. Now I know earlier we have seen an X wing, then we added one more letter to it, it became the XY wing, and now we have added one more letter which is the XYZ wing. Now personally, if you ask me, XYZ wing is nothing but an extension of the XY wing, because in XY wing we had a cell which had only two candidates possibilities, and then it had two buddy cells where each of those letters X and Y were a possibility with a common letter Z, right? So we had an XY, we had an XZ cell and a YZ cell, and depending on whichever number comes in the cell with X or Y, a buddy cell to the other two ends would eliminate the possibility of Z. Similarly, here again we have a pivot cell. Here in this example I've marked it with gray. Now instead of XY, it would have the possibilities of X, Y and Z. So let's assume the digit 4 is the X, 7 is the Y and 8 is the Z. And then again we have a XZ and YZ as the ends of the pivot. Alright. So now if the 8 was not there in this gray cell, it would become your normal XY wing, right? We have the 4, 7 and each of them is a possibility along with a common digit 8 at the ends. So irrespective of which number came in an XY wing, whether it be a 4 or 7, the 8 would be logged in these cells which are marked in yellow, and the buddy cell to that, which would here be our row 5 and column 8 and also row 7 column 9, the option of 8 would be eliminated. But now we also have a third possibility in the pivot cell, which is the Z. How does this help us? Now this is more narrower than the XYZ technique. The reason being, in XYZ, when we look at the example, we had two buddy cells, that is row 5 column 8 and row 7 column 9. Now looking at how this third digit impacts the technique, let's have a look. Now just like an XY, if this was a 4, this would become an 8, right? If this row 9 column 9 was a 7, then row 5 column what do you say, 9 would be a 8, which would then eliminate the 8s from row 5 column 8 and row 7 column 9. However, what would happen if this third letter was in it? If the pivot had the option of 8, right? Now we need to identify only one cell, or rather a set of cells which are buddy or common to all three cells which are marked in gray and yellow. So in XY wing, we were only looking at the buddy cells of the ends of the pivot, that is the cells that were marked in yellow. But in XYZ, we take a buddy cell of all the three cells, that is the ends as well as the pivot. And there's only one cell that satisfies that uh, constraint, and that is row 7 column 9, because it is in the same column as column 9 and it is in the same box of with R8C8. Hence we can eliminate the digit 8 here. The reason being, if this was an 8, obviously 8 would not be in row 7 column 9. If it was 4 or 7, the 8 would fall either in row 8 column 8 or row 5 column 9, depending on which number was placed in row 9 column 9. So in XYZ, in the XY wing, we had two places to eliminate the digit 8, but in an XYZ wing, it narrows down to just one cell in this example, that is. So I've marked this XYZ wing by arrows and different colors for better illustration. And the cell which is in green is the buddy cell to all three, from where we are going to eliminate the digit 8. So let's go ahead and solve this classic Sudoku, and let's see how to identify that XYZ wing and use that to solve the Sudoku. And let's start off with our basic thing. I have a 2 here, a 2 here, and this would be a 2, 7, 7. This is a 7. This becomes a 7 because of these two 7s, and 7 would be logged in this. 4 is logged in this. Okay, I have a 4 here and a 4 here, so 4s have to be in these two, and the 5 also cannot be here, so this has to be my pair of 4 and 5. Next would be 8 is not in these two, 8 is here. So this is one of those tricky puzzles, oh, we have a 4, 4, 4, and this would be a 4, right? This becomes a 1, 3, 1, 3. This is a 2, 2, and this becomes my 2. And then the missing digits in column 6 are, I have a 1, 2, that's 3, 5, and 9. So this 3 and 9 cannot be here, so this has to be a 5. This becomes a 9 and a 3, and I get a 9 here. So keeping that in mind, what else do we have here? Missing are 1, 5, and 8. Okay, but let's have a look at this two digits that are missing. So this is a 9 and a 6, and this becomes a 6, 8, and a 9, and this is a 7, 8. This column I require 1, 3, and 8, so this is a 3 and an 8. This is 1, 3, and 8. And here I would have a 1, 2, and 3 not possible, 4 and 5 are occupied here, 6, 7, 8 can be used, 9 is obviously there. Now when I look closely, I have this, just for example, I'll mark this as a light gray cell. This becomes my pivot. This becomes my ends. So again, there is an XY wing that is possible. However, there is not a single cell available which is buddy to all of them where digits are not placed. So unfortunately, we would not be able to use the XYZ wing here. Alright, but I just thought I'll highlight how we can observe. Alright, so next would be 4s. Oh, this is a 6. 6, 6 can't be here. 6 is locked in this, so this has to be a 6. And I have 1, 5, and 9 missing, so this is my 1, 5, 1, 9, and a 5, 9. Digits I require 1, 2 is there, 3, 4, 5. 6 is not there, 7 is there, 8 is not there, 9 is not there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 is not possible. Oh, sorry, 4 is possible. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this was 4, 7, and 8 because 1, 2, 3 are available. 4 is not there, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this is once again where we have our XYZ. These are the ends, XZ and YZ, and we have the pivot of it. Alright, so if this is a 4, this would be an 8. If this is a 7, this would be an 8. And if this was an 8, it would still be in this column. So we look for a cell which is common or buddy to all these three, right? Which would be this, because row 7 column 9 shares the column with row 5 column 9 and row 9 column 9, and also shares the box with this cell which has the possibility of 4 and 8. So we know for sure the 8 can never be here. So this becomes a 6. I get a 6 here. Right? This would be 1, 5 and 8. And this would be a 5, 8. 1 would not be possible here because I require a 1 in row 8, and it's not possible here, and neither is it possible here. So this is a 5, 8. And the missing here are 1, 2, 3 and 8. So this will be 1, 2, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 8. 9, 9. So 9 is logged up in this central column 8. So let's just put 9 here. 9, 9. So the 9 is logged here. So 9 has to be a part of this. 9 cannot be here because I require a 9 in row 2, right? 9 is not here, so it has to be here. So this is would be a 1, 3, 4, 5, and this would be 3, 5, 9. Oh, 9 would not be possible. Sorry, because we already have a 9. So coming back to our number, since 9 is logged in these two, this cannot be a 9. So this becomes a 1, and this becomes my 9. So this becomes a 3, 5, 3, 5, which eliminates the 5 from here, and that becomes a 5. This is a 1. So 4 and a 5, 4, 4. So this is an 8, 7, 8, 8 is 1. This is a 4, 7. This is a 4, 7. I get a 1 here with a 1 here. 1 is out. So 3, 8, 3, 8 makes this a 1 and a 3. This becomes a 2 because the 2, so 2 is out. And this would be a 1 and a 9. So this is a 9. This becomes a 1 because of this. So this has to be a 9. I can eliminate it from here. So this is 1 is out. This is 3, 5. Oh, this 4 is out because of this. This becomes 7. So I require a 2, 5, 7 in this. 7, 5, 2. Which makes this a 3 and a 5. This becomes an 8, 3, 8. And the 2 is also here, so I can eliminate the 2 and an 8 and the 3 from here. So this is a 3, and this is my 5, 4 and a 8. So that was how we used the XYZ wing to solve the Sudoku. This is slightly on a harder side, a higher difficulty puzzle, but I use that to explain how to look for and identify the XY wing, because we do come across certain scenarios which are very similar to what we saw in this. So hope you guys enjoyed that video and learned something new from it. If you did, do like and share the video. And if you have not already subscribed to the channel, I suggest you do that right now, because we'll be focusing on a few more solving techniques, especially the advanced ones, this coming week. Alright? So till the next time, happy solving.